Make a shape.
So, we were talking about my rice and all that good stuff. And I feel like,
Mr. Beefy here.
man, I'm trying. I feel
Dude,
really
you're-
good, dude. Like, so I, about 3 weeks ago, I did like
Slide in, crazy lady.
back off
Nobody can see
on
it.
the bulk a little bit because I got a whole year, and the goal is by the end of the year to be at 250 by the end of the year, but while staying under 15% body fat. So then that way my cut come January 2026 is easier.
Yeah, you don't want to be at 18 or 20 and have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Then it'd be brutal.
I'm still like, so I'm kind of like, I'm maintaining right now. I've been steady 235 with the food that I've been eating. And I'm cool with that. So I was like, all right, dude, it's a chore to eat that much food to, put
How many
the
calories you
size
say
on.
a day?
How many per day?
Over 4,000. When I was like, so I've cut back a little bit on some of the, I was close to 5. I was like 48 and some change because I have
That's
it all
a lot of
documented.
food.
Yes.
Especially when you're eating relatively clean food.
Yes.
When you're eating rice and chicken and ground
And beef and
and
potatoes.
potatoes.
Yes.
That's a lot of rice and potatoes, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And so I did really, I'm still doing good. I had got up to like 238. And then I was like, man, I was tired of feeling bloated all the time. And so I was like, okay. Unintentionally, I was like, I'm just going to like dial back a little bit and see where I'm at. So the last 3 weeks, I've been at 235 solid. Like, that's in the morning when I wake up, nothing in my body, get on the scale.
What did you weigh when you started the bulk? 220?
No, I mean, like if we're like looking like for real after competition, I was 206. Now it did not take me long to get up to 220 after like once I started filling back in and stuff like that. But like I started the slow process of increasing the calories right after competition. Like I didn't wait. So I mean, I count the 206 as my starting point.
So 235, you're up almost 30 pounds.
And then I got up to 220 at about 3,200 calories a day. And then that was my maintenance for a little bit. And then I was like, all right, now we got to take it up a notch. So then we took it up to 3,800. And like, so slowly have just been dialing it in and all that stuff. So.
And when we're talking about this stuff, we're talking about gym rat training kind of stuff. He's got to eat those calories because he's training as well. Like these aren't sit on the couch and get fat calories, right?
No, I did
these are add muscle mass because you're lifting and not doing much cardio.
And I think we talked about this in one of our other filmings a couple of weeks ago. Like one of our members, great kid, and she's killing it, by the way. I let him train with me a couple times so like we could work on some stuff and see if he needed any pointers.
I think I saw him in here the other day working.
The Hispanic kid? Oh no, you're talking about Davis.
No, I'm talking about Davis.
Yeah. Jerry, we were done. We came back here, got my chicken. He's like, I thought you were bulking. I was like, I am. But you're eating chicken. I was like,
you think you're eating French fries?
Yeah. I was like, dude.
And some people do that.
They do.
But
it's not the healthiest.
Yeah.
Get your calories in any way you can. But if you do it by eating clean food, good healthy proteins, grains, and stuff like that, and still minimize the fat,
it's just healthier.
You keep the fat percentage down. So 235 right now. I've reached up to 13% body fat, and and so now I'm to the point because I don't want to get above 15. So I'm going to start hitting it really hard again at the end of May. So I decided that tomorrow or on Monday, I'm going to dial it back a little bit more, which is probably going to cause me to drop some pounds, but to get my body fat percent back down to 10 or 11 by the end of May before
and then start another grow.
Cycle. And then start another one for 3-4 months and tried by the end of this one to be up to 245 at 12, 13% body fat. So, yeah. Anyway, so Erica was asking me about my rice. And yeah, it's maybe 2 cups. Might have been a little bit more. But, I mean, right now my day consists of 8 cups of rice, 3 pounds of chicken. And then when I get home, sometimes I've eaten all my protein.
I feel bloated right now.
Yeah. Sometimes when I get home at night, usually my rice is gone. I may have like 10 ounces of that 2 pounds of chicken or 2 pounds of protein that I'm eating. Sometimes it may be finished. Regardless, when I get home, I either eat the protein that I have left that I didn't finish up for work, or I make more. Then I eat it with like 400 grams of potatoes with some cheese and some butter on there.
There you go.
So it's a process, dude.
Yeah. You know, it's funny.
A lot of science to it.
There really is, like, calculated out and making sure that everything is, that the carbs and the protein and the fats are all hitting where they should be to keep me from like just blowing up.
I'm too lazy to do the food measuring of everything all the time, especially when I'm on the road. Like,
Yeah.
And then I get hungry, and I was being bad for a while, and I'd grab a candy bar when I'm at the truck stop.
I'm being bad right now.
So, well, but I've cut that out in the last 2 weeks, and just cutting out the little BS like that and eating we've been cooking better stuff that I take all my dinners with me and all my breakfast with me.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm on the road, it's South Texas where I go in Louisiana on those days, it's hot as hell. I have to force myself to, I take some of those peanut butter protein balls and I eat a couple of those. I don't want to eat too much, but I eat those because they got a little sugar in them, gets me to where I got to go. And I eat most of my calories at dinner, which people say is good, but it's like, I got to get them in. So that's once I'm at the hotel, I got the AC cranking. Okay, cool. Now I can eat. Yeah. Then it kicks in. I'm like, oh, I'm freaking starving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you dummy, because you haven't had anything since 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. And I'm like, there's days that I'm so busy. Now I try to like eat something every hour on the hour.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, then when I get home, I'm like you. I'm playing catch up, dude. I mean,
you got 2 pounds of chicken and 2 cups of rice to eat right before bed.
Oh. And a big old bowl like this, sauced up, so that way I can just like swallow it down and get it in, man.
Well, I told Erica, and I talked with you a while, but I want to lose some weight. Well, I haven't been doing good at that. But just in the last couple of nights, I get in the hotel, I got out of the shower and look in the mirror and go, it's disappearing.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't got on a scale in about a month.
So that's what I agree with you 100%. So I think that a lot of that is my current issue with my body fat getting up to the 13 and some change that it is right now is I kind of started getting in the mentality that, you know what, I was at 11% body fat, and I was like, dude, I'm doing good, man. So I started having like 3 cheat meals a night, and then ice cream, and it's Easter, and one of my big vices, dude, is the milk chocolate candy coated Cadbury eggs. They're like, and one of our members and my clients, who's a friend who loves them too, has gone to Sam's a couple times and buys me the big bag. So I've had 2 of those big bags in the pantry, and so when I go in there at night, I'm like, handful, I'm good. And I'm like, you know what? I think I need to. Yes, no, they're not counted in the overall and everything else, because I'm like, that's just extra.
I need it.
And you look at it,
Vulcan cycle.
Exactly. And the nutrition value on them is like a serving is 160 calories.
For like 4 eggs or some shit.
It's for 9.
But you're eating like 25.
You're right. I'm like, let me see what one of my handfuls are. And one of my handfuls was like 15. And I'm eating like 3 of those, in a night.
We're very similar. Like, if I can go without and go without and go without. But at the truck stop, it's usually buy one, get one for $1 off.
Yeah.
And it's the big Kit Kats. Or am I buying 1 or am I buying 2?
So
if I open one, am I going to leave the other one sitting on the seat to let the sun melt it? Hell
no. And so that's where I was going at when you said that is the Cadburys are almost gone. There's probably maybe like 3 more handfuls left. I should finish those off over the weekend. And then once those are gone, I really think just like eliminating that for the
It's
next 3 or
amazing.
4 weeks. Like you said, I'll see a drop because I'm not popping all that extra chocolate, fat, and sugar in my diet at the end of the night with the additional 400 calories I'm probably getting from the 3 freaking handfuls. So,
dude, like I preached the mirror's your friend, not your enemy. And man, so I hadn't been on scale in weeks.
yeah.
And I started this at about 250, 252. I got on scale the other day and I'm like, man, it's going to say like 238 or 240.
What did it say, dude?
248. But like,
Oh, but you feel good.
I feel good. And I look,
Yeah,
I'm like, okay. I'm like, you know what? But I've also I've had a pretty good solid month of really good workouts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been killing it in here.
Well, and we've thrown
injury free.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we've been doing some, like the other day, we went in there and I throw one plate on the sled. And Erica looks at me kind of funny. I said, oh, you're going to do 50 reps. And she looked at me and I didn't tell her. I'm like, and I'm going to do 100 reps. Like, that's our warm-up set.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't do that very often, but like,
Changed it up.
well, when you do 100 reps of one plate and you're doing legit reps and you're kind of taking your time.
It's tough, dude.
Man, I got to 85 and I hadn't done that in probably a couple of years. I got to about 85 and I'm like, all right, I got to get these 15, but it's getting, I got to walk around before I throw some plates on there after this.
Yes. So I've kind of been doing the same thing, just to switch things up a little bit with myself, and then some of my clients that are like actually that are more serious, that take it more serious.
Yeah.
Is I just like I screw around with the volume, the total pounds lifted. So like
I noticed you got it, and you do a lot of like where they're doing 17 reps and then they're doing 18 reps, 19 reps, like that kind of progressive.
So this past week I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something different. So I picked up the 120 dumbbells for my chest press. I was only able to bang out like 7 of them. It was pretty good. Like they were good reps. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do one more set. So I did one more set and I was like, the heart rate monitor is not really getting up there. I mean, I know my body's working, it's heavyweight. It's like, but all right, let me take that 120 pounds and like see and divide it and multiply it, figure out what the whole, so 120 times 7, whatever that came out to be, 740. I don't know, doesn't matter. And so I was like, well, then let me divide that by 80-pound dumbbells now and see what that kicks the rep.
How many reps you got to do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same amount of work.
It's the same amount of work, just spread out over more.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, dude, I was like, dude, I had a killer.
And there's hundreds of studies that say either or will work.
That's right, man. So I've been doing that this week too, dude. Some of my rep ranges have been like 25, and I'm doing it different on every set. So I'll start off heavy, take that one, spread it out, make it more reps, spread that one out, more reps, and then I'll come back and do another one that's a little bit heavier where it lowers the reps again. But some of my clients are like, why are you doing this to me?
Well, and you know, it's
26. What's wrong with you?
You freaking insane. Well, and you know, we could take this conversation 100 directions.
Yeah, we could.
Okay, we're not powerlifting.
Mm-mm.
If you're powerlifting, it's different.
Yeah.
You're lifting really heavy weights for typically very few reps.
Absolutely.
And then you have to sit down, and you might take 5, 6, 10 minutes before you do your next set. Yeah, just about. That's what it seems like. What's funny, Eric, we were watching something. Was that on Instagram? Or no, that was in the Rogan podcast with, oh, dude, it's a good one. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Gary Brecka, I think the guy's name is. He is, I mean, when you think outside the box and medical stuff and the way he looks at it, I think he's brilliant. But they were talking about, you know, lifting heavy weight and then, you know, taking 5 minutes to sit down or 3 minutes in between sets. And Eric goes, what do you think of that? I said, well, I did a little, trained like a power lifter for a period of time in my life. I said, you know, when I was deadlifting 600 pounds for 2 and 3 reps, trying to get to 700. Yeah, you do those 3 reps and your head feels like it's going to explode.
Heck yeah, dude.
You got to sit down.
Yeah.
I said, maybe for 10 minutes before you try to do that again, because you might do that 3 or 4 times in the course of that workout. So yeah, you're going to lift that bar 3 times for 3 or 4 sets, and then once or twice for your last couple sets.
Yeah.
And it's going to take 40 minutes to get those in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a different style.
And
she looks at me like I'm almost like, but I'm like, it's different.
Yeah.
You're trying to lift maximal weight for a few reps. Whereas now I'm focused on feeling good, looking good, being healthy, and I hate doing traditional cardio.
Yeah.
So I would rather, let's go. Now you do your set, go. Keep my heart rate at like 130 plus for the whole workout.
Yeah.
And workout's about an hour. Okay, I've lifted weights to do my cardio. I'm out.
Yeah. No, you're right though, dude.
Because I'm not
you don't-
contest prepping.
You don't see me on, and it's
No.
nothing wrong with cardio. It really, I wish I had time to do more. It's not a priority right now. Hitting the weights is my priority. But
If people don't like the weights and they like cardio, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. I haven't stepped on a piece of cardio equipment since I finised my competition.
We talk about this
since
all
like
the time.
last August. So.
And you won't until you have to.
So.
Yeah.
No, I agree, man.
No, and like I say, if that's your thing, that's fine. We're just meatheads.
Yeah, but I do. I like the volume training and more higher reps. So I like to switch it all up. But you're right, dude. Doing higher reps. Like my client Tara, dude, she's super shredded, dude. She's like 50-something years old. She's freaking like she's
Wow,
badass. She trains 4 days a week. 2 days a week she trains with me, but she only works out 4 days a week. And on the 2 days a week that we train, she's always wanting to do legs because her leg days are extremely hard. And she's like, I want you here to push me, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, she's going out of town. So she's like, let's get a jump start so I don't miss any. For the sessions I'm going to lose while I'm gone, let's just do 3 sessions a week for the next 2 weeks. Cool. So we did one of her back and shoulder days the other day. And I whooped her butt, dude. And she was like, oh my, she's like,
maybe
dude,
I need to just do some more of it with
she
you.
was
too.
like, man, like I knew that, like, you know, because when she's done with shoulders, I'm like, you know, I've been here for like 45 minutes, man, which I'm just giving her a hard time. She's like, well,
Yeah.
shoulder day. Anyway, where she's used to having like, and calories for me, like, are just a measurement on how intense the workout is. You know, so when I ask
it's
one of
not
my
all
clients,
about that.
how many calories did you burn? It's more so that I know how hard did you fucking work today.
Because you know how long they've been here.
Yes.
Yeah. What effort have you put in?
So on her back, she's usually like, I got 340 calories. But she's only 4'11" and weighs like 100 freaking pounds.
Yep.
So that's probably pretty decent most days. But she burned 600 calories worth with me the other day, just whooping her ass and making sure that it was dialed in and making a few tweaks here and there.
Yep.
Same amount of time.
Same amount of time. Yeah. So
The other thing that I find with sometimes changing it up, like sometimes I get an achy shoulder. Or my elbows were achy for a while, so I'm like, I gotta quit trying to do the heavy weight and then you do some lighter weight, get them warmed up, and then I'm good to go. And geez, a couple weeks later, they don't ache as much. So then I'll be dumb and go back to the heavy stuff pretty soon.
Well, I mean, you got to do that because I'm the same way. That's what prompted me, honestly, like 2 weeks ago, to try to start like focusing more on the actual volume. And anyway, so I started lifting heavy again 3 weeks ago. Picked up the 120s. As soon as I did, I felt my right shoulder, which I always have issues with. Like, mother fudger, dude. Like, I mean, I got through the workout.
Yep.
But it was sore as crap the next day. And then on shoulder day, I was like, well, I guess now I'm going to really test the volume theory. So, like, I looked back at my numbers of what I had been doing. Again, took it, divided it, did some math, and like did 30 reps on shoulder press instead of 10 reps of 140 or whatever it was that I had in there.
Yep.
Had just as killer of a pump. Had my heart rate up there. I mean, it was good. It was good. I was like, yeah, holy shit.
Without
dude.
the pain.
Yeah, without all the pain. So anyway, that was kind of what the shoulder pain, like you said, is kind of what kicked me into being like, all right, let's do something different, but I need to make sure I'm still lifting the same amount of volume because I don't want to take a step backwards.
And that's kind of my new thing in preaching. I think when we started the whole Ribbon the last thing, I thought, we need to be motivational. And I told her, screw that. You got to be dedicated.
Yeah.
You got to be determined.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put in the effort. And it doesn't, if you need to change it up, that's fine. You got some joint pain.
You're absolutely right, dude.
Change it up. Do some more reps.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the strongest guy in the gym. But you got to go do it. Or you're not going to get anything out of it. Like, you can say I'm sitting on the couch if you want to. But if you don't take care,
dude,
do you want to take care of yourself now, or do you want to take care of yourself later?
you see my the dude I work with, Dan.
Yeah, he was doing that.
Yeah, short
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
always
yeah,
wears a
yeah.
hat, scruffy.
Yeah,
Um,
he's been killing it lately.
he is killing it, dude. So we got him up, and then now we've been trimming him down. He's got a trip. Him and his family are going to Hawaii, and he's never been under 17% body fat. He's at 13 now.
Okay,
And the goal
I was
is
going to say
10.
he's certainly under 17
Yeah,
now.
the goal is 10 before he goes to Hawaii. But so he's 13% body fat, and he is still like 12 pounds heavier than like when we initially started training together. So he's put some good muscle on.
Muscle weighs more than fat.
But he has horrible back issues. But he doesn't let that stop him, dude. He's like,
Right.
you know, he'll make adjustments, or he'll ask me if I'm here. Hey, what can we do to like kind of move this around? Blah,
Like this
blah.
exercise isn't working right now,
Yeah.
but is there something else I can do to?
To whereas I have another client who just uses his
Every
back
excuse.
as for every reason in the book just to like not do anything. We're gonna have aches and pains, dude. The body it's a machine. It's not always gonna be running it optimal.
Yep.
But like you said, it doesn't give you. Don't stop moving just because you're not feeling 100% that day. Come in, make changes.
It's amazing when you feel like crap. Like when your joints feel like crap or whatever. If you come in and you get some sets in, some light sets and some reps, or you get on the bike or whatever it is, depending on what joint it is it's taking. Once you get it moving, movement is like lubrication for your joints.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how literally probably 90+% of the time when I have one of those days, I get to the gym and I'm like, I feel pretty good now.
That's kind of like also when I feel sick or like foggy headed.
Yep.
It's like, man, I really don't want to do this today. But we do because it's part of our routine. And then like once you get into it and as you get that blood pumping, you're like, man,
That's
I'm
what
so
Erica will
glad I
every once
felt-
in a while. It's like, it feels heavy today. I'm like, well, once we get a couple exercises in,
yeah.
then it's like, oh, it's not so bad.
Yeah. I've had a few of those here lately. I don't know if it's allergies, changing of the seasons, you know, stuff like that. But there's some days I'm like, my head hurts, I'm tired. I could really just go lay on the couch and take a nap for 2 hours. Nope.
You'll
Get it in, dipshit.
Yep.
And then I feel 10 times better when I'm done, and it helps me get through the rest of the day.
Yeah. How long have we been going, babe? Does it say? Can you see? Okay, I'm going to take this in a different direction.
All right, go ahead.
We were talking about sore shoulders, sore elbows.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about training
Okay.
and something that for years I never trained shoulders. Like I never purposely did presses, lateral raises, shrugs, but this is when I was younger and I lifted heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Did a lot of bench press, a lot of rows, a lot of deadlifts.
Okay.
My shoulders always looked good.
Okay, you got good genetics. You do.
Yeah, it's but
some people, dude. I mean, I'm not saying genetics are not the end all say all, but some people can lift like assholes, meaning bad form and stuff like that, and still look
good,
really good.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant by that.
But I think I've told people too. I said, well, and I had people ask me at different times, you know, your shoulders, and I'm like, you know what?
I don't do shoulders.
I bench and row really heavy though.
Okay. Yeah. And
so
I agree that.
And if you do those, and when I say really, I'm not talking like really heavy. Like if I wasn't using my shoulders while I was doing it, there's no way I could lift the weights that I lifted at that time in my life.
Okay.
Right. So I think I remember even like Ed Cohn talked about. There's a quote I mean somewhere about biceps, and he's like, biceps. He's like, those are like ornaments on the Christmas tree. He's like, you just get those out once a year. He's like, I don't train those.
Mm-hmm.
But he's, rowing freaking 800 pounds. So of course they're working. So it's just training in general, the things you can do, like, doing chin-ups, with your hands this way, you're killing your biceps.
Yeah.
So a lot of the little muscles, you really don't have to work as much if you're working the big muscles a fair amount, in my opinion. I'm not saying you shouldn't work them. They're important.
No, I'm trying to wait to see if you're going to ask me something or if you're just...
Well, how do you feel about that?
I think I agree with you 100% on. So right now, a 4-day workout plan. 3 of them are hard compound lift days. Almost nothing else but compound lifts. So it's
Right.
my chest day, and then my back day, and then leg day. And then day 4 is what I call accessories, which is shoulders and arms.
Right.
Now, all I do is I do one set for my anterior, or not one set, one move for my anterior, a move for my side, and a move for my posterior.
Right.
And then I do 2 bicep exercises and 2 tricep exercises, and that's it. The rest of it, I'm relying on days 1 and 2
The
with my
compound
back
movements.
and my chest to work on. So I agree with you 100%, with the exception of if we, and not obviously not the biceps or triceps, but with shoulder work, as long as we are doing some shoulder isolated movements, in the long run, that will help keep your shoulder joints healthier and allow you to lift more weight.
Yeah.
Because you're strengthening those secondary muscles to a lot of your big pushes and pulls.
Yeah.
So,
I wasn't saying don't do it.
No, I didn't read it that way. I'm just
yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so it's the same with the arms. I mean, dude, I throw the shoulder and arm day in there again, just to for accessories and to give me that 4th day. So,
right. No, we've been training 5 days a week. We do legs and shoulders together. We do legs and shoulders twice a week. And when we do shoulders, it's lateral raises, presses, and shrugs.
Yeah.
Because when we do chest and back, we're hitting like at least 4 of each, 4 chest and 4 back exercises, if not 5.
Yeah.
So they're getting quite a bit of work.
Yeah.
Anterior and posterior when we're doing that.
So I agree with you. Like you were saying that you did a lot of heavy rows, and so I mean, you're working your back, you're working your
shoulders,
your posterior delts. Absolutely, 100%. I guess, and then even the middle delts get worked a little bit, like on some of your pushes and like your overhead presses.
That's
mainly your anterior and your upper chest, and that's why I like incline, dude, because you're smashing your upper chest, but you're also working your anterior delts in there.
Yep.
And so I've had people that, why do you go? Because when I do my chest day, I do go from my incline to dumbbell shoulder presses. And people are like, well, why are you doing that? I mean, like, you just hit your anterior delts. I'm like, yes, you're absolutely right to do. But in addition to that, when you're doing shoulder presses, you're still hitting your chest again.
Yeah.
As well, which that's why I do it, man, because I'm really working on growing my back and making my chest look bigger before next competition.
Yep.
Anyway, so
I was just curious to your thoughts on that.
No, I agree with you 100%, man. You get a lot of stuff done from coming in and doing solid compound movements, dude.
Okay, do you train abs, and how much?
Right now, no, it's not a priority. When I start to get ready for a show, yeah, I put a little bit more focus, but when I tell people all the time, dude, I do two ab moves a week.
Yep.
And I do 3 sets of each move. Nothing major, just enough to fatigue them, dude. And
dude, we don't even we do on upper body day, when we get done with chest and back, we do arms. And we literally do 5 or 6 sets most of the time. Every once in a while, we'll do two arm exercises for each muscle, but usually it's 1. And we do triceps, biceps, abs. And when we're doing abs,
I like that combo.
But it's like 10 or 12,
yeah,
10 or 12 reps, just like arms, just like the arm stuff.
15 maybe, dude. Like I do, and it's simple. Like I do leg raises.
If every once in a while, we'll throw those in. But if somebody's on the incline sit-up board when we're doing it, I'll be like, we'll just go. That day we might do 50 crunches at the end.
Yeah,
1 big set of 50, and that's it.
And I think
I don't need to do 500 crunches a day. I don't.
No,
like
500
It's
crunches
all-
a day gets you nothing anyways.
Exactly.
From what I've seen with my clients, people want to do crunches because they think that is going to burn
Ain't gonna burn any
stomach
calories.
fat. And
No.
you're right, it's not. And when I show them, hey, look, you can't
spot reduce.
Yes, your
Yeah.
fat. So I don't need to do crunches every day. I'm like, well, I mean, you can, but no.
If your body wants to get rid of the fat up here first, that's where it's gonna go first. Yeah.
And so then I'll be a smart ass because I like to brag on myself, and I'll point to like one of my posters and be like, I didn't get those abs, or how many ab moves you think I do to get those abs?
Well, when you're hitting all those compound moves, your abs are getting worse.
Dude, so
And people,
my
a
abs,
lot of people don't even realize it.
so with the new training style, man, it really helped me take my intensity up yesterday for shoulders and arms, dude. I burned again. I don't measure the calories as like I use it as a tool to help me know how intense my workout was. So a typical shoulder and arm day, man, I maybe 1,200 calories. I burned like 1,800 yesterday.
Now you're doing this through a heart rate monitor.
Yeah, through a heart rate monitor. But where I'm going with that is whatever I did yesterday, or hell, maybe it was even my leg day on Thursday, but my abs are tight today, like sore.
Like
Like
you can
today.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, it this morning, and I'm like, did I do abs yesterday? And I didn't touch anything, but just like you
Yeah.
said, doing those good hard compound lifts.
Yep.
As long as you have your core engaged, you're working your core, you're working your abs.
Exactly.
So
Yep. And you do on those lifts. You have to. Really no way around it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll ask Eric sometimes. I'm like, am I supposed to feel it here? It's like, well, yes.
I mean, once you get used to it, you might not. But yeah, if we throw something new in once in a while.
Yeah.
She's like, how come that hurts here? Because you're not used to doing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of that. You got any new recipes?
No,
It's lacking. Man. All
he
right.
just still wants those oat protein balls.
Those peanut butter balls are the best.
May I sit down for some?
No.
Interrupted anything?
Yeah.
For $5.
No, we're filming a podcast. You're good. Walk through. We're almost
You're
done.
good.
Am I going to be in this?
For
Now you are. Now you are. This is Chris.
I'm the guy on the couch.
He's a trainer too. Chris, how many classes do you do here?
25?
Throughout the week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
28?
Morning, night.
Yes, sir. Morning, night, midday, all day long.
Chris is hilarious. Like, he's got a great personality.
I don't know if I'd go that far. He's okay.
Well, I get it.
That's what you say about ugly chicks.
I mean, it's 2025. You know? Oh wow, that went south quick.
What are y'all doing tonight, man? The usual? Y'all gonna go have pizza or what?
No, we're having tilapia and rice, and then we're going dancing.
Oh, that's right. You told me that yesterday. That's right.
We're learning how to two-step.
And y'all are going to Wiley?
No, Dallas.
Oh, okay. Why?
Dirty
No,
Dallas.
there's somebody else I was telling y'all yesterday that's doing it also to kind of like help strengthen their relationship. I think they're going through some.
I don't know if this is going to strengthen our relationship. But
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So
Right.
I'm sure it will.
Erica
No,
might
now
have
that
a
I've
couple
got-
less toes.
For sure.
Now that I found out that Meg was keeping a secret from me, she's really off today. She's doing really good in her training. Her numbers look good. She's 8 weeks out from show. So she was like, do you want to go to the movies and have a cheat meal? So I was like, yeah, why not? Because this might be with me.
It's easy for you to do. Is it good for as long as she's in the right spot?
Yeah, she'll be good, dude. She's in the right spot. And this could be her last one for the next 8 weeks. until
Better
she
make
gets
it a
to
good
show.
one.
So that's what I told her. I said, well, you decide where you want to go then. She was like, what do you want? I was like,
It's your cheat
I'm
meal,
good.
sister.
Yeah, this is like, your final meal. So you decide.
right.
Yeah.
That's a smart move.
So, and then we're going to go to the movies. One of our clients or one of our members was talking about a movie, Sinners. It's got Michael B. Jordan, the dude that plays Creed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then the dude, and if you've seen Creed 3, the guy that he fights in Creed 3, both really good actors, but it's set in 1930s New Orleans and they're vampires.
Interesting.
No, like I'm
That might be
I'm
good.
kind of picturing like remember the vampire Interview with the Vampire with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise back in the day? I'm kind of picturing something like that, but it's rated R. It's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's
Should
got to be
be
good,
really
dude.
good.
Exactly.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah. Never seen anything 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That'll be fun.
No, 37% on there is like, okay, it's probably good.
So,
I mean, you know what I mean?
yeah. So I don't know if we're gonna make the movie. Dinner we will for sure, but we're toying around with the movie idea also. So
I'm bad at the movies.
That's
in my
our
old
plans.
age. The movie for me is an expensive nap usually.
it can be for me too, man. You put
Man,
me in those
it's-
reclining seats, and I'm like,
Oh.
oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah. Shit, I missed it.
10 minutes in.
At least if it's at home, I can hit rewind.
Yeah. so
So-
that's it, dude. That's a good talk today, man.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks,
to see
buddy.
you.
You too.
It's always good to see you.
Y'all working out tomorrow?
We will.
Anything for Easter Sunday?
Not this year, not really.
No?
We're kind of low key, just hanging out.
Cool. Same here. All right. Y'all have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. Everybody have a good weekend.